Okay, this is part two, and I wanted to share a story called Tapioca, just a quick weird story that I had came up with. And it starts off with my main character. Her name is Renaya, and she is in this relationship that she it's a relationship she has with this guy named Malik, and she's been with him ever since the seventh grade, and she's like um 18 years old now, and like they in high school. And she also has her own place at 18 years of age. And in this relationship, like she goes through like abuse, like verbally abuse, and just all kinds of abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, etc. But she wants to stay in this relationship. She's one of those girls who wants to, just feel like that if she carries on with this guy, she don't feel like that she's stuck in a messed up situation. And Malik, he cheats on her. Um and she knows that. He, like I said, abusive towards her. And when they, got together, and have done the birds and the bees is all I can say. Viewer's description is advised. Um she became infected. She had ended up getting left with like a form of herpes in her mouth, and also like an STD. She got left with that, and she feels like that's her way of making her want to continue to stay with Malik. It's like she had like a permanent connection with him that she's not able to disconnect. And it is this other guy who has a crush on her at the school, and his name is Cameron. And Cameron, he really likes Renaya. Like he writes her poetry on paper, and she finds him very sweet. But she lets him know nicely, like it's cool if they just remain friends, because she don't want to take it further with him. It was around where her and Malik was, having issues. He went off with another girl, but in her mind, like she's still in a like relationship with him. And Cameron wanted to put the moves on her to let her know like how he feels about her. She was letting him know like, hey, you're a nice guy, but I just feel like that you deserve someone better. You don't need to waste your time with anyone like me. I'm already in a relationship with a guy already. You already know Malik. And Cameron like said like, you really want to continue to be with that loser? He doesn't treat you right. He cheats on you. I already know he's a bruiser towards you. Still want to stay with a guy like that? And Renaya told him, yeah, like she wants to continue to stay with him. Malik haven't always been like that. He was way different when they was children, when they was like he was like 13 or 12 years old, he was a lot more different. It just got different as they got older or, became young adults. But what brings comfort to Renaya is not only Cameron giving her flowers, brings comfort to her and him writing her poetry. It was this thing that was living in Renaya's basement. It was like this creature thing that was living in her basement. Can't really describe it. I'll describe it to the thing in the movie that is called The Thing, if you've never seen The Thing. It was like this shape shifting creature that lives in her basement. It's actually been there before she even got in that house. And it was the reason why the last family had moved out of that house. This thing could cause chaos. And all it wants, it stays in a really dark place in the basement, and it just likes to eat. Eat, eat, eat. And Renaya does not have a problem with eating it. And what she feeds it is very graphic, what she feeds it. This ain't a dog, so of course she ain't feeding it dog food. But as for people's dogs, well, let's just say she took her friend's dog. Her friend is Chelsea. Her friend is Chelsea. She took Chelsea's dog for a walk. She has said like, "Hey, I could take her for a walk because Chelsea's dog was just, using the bathroom all around in her house and stuff." It was Chelsea and her boyfriend. It was Chelsea and Liam, and she said she'll promise she'll bring the dog back. She never brought the dog back. You want to know why? Because the dog became dog food to this thing that lived in her basement. So yes, she fed her best friend's dog to the thing. And Chelsea was upset. Chelsea knew that her friend had something to do with her dog going missing. Chelsea one day had went off and hauled off and punched at Renaya in the nose. Had attacked at Renaya because she was like, you bleep. I know what you did to my dog and stuff like that. I don't curse, so I said bleep. And Renaya was still being in denial, but she had to leave out of the house with a bloody nose. She was just still, casually saying like she has no idea what happened to her dog when she knows exactly what happened to it. But one day she ended up letting Cameron take her out on a date. And right in the car after the date, he was dropping her off at home. They was real close to kissing, but she didn't want to kiss him. She said, Cameron, I'm sorry. It was nice of you to be nice enough to take me out on a date, but I just can't take this further with you. And Cameron was left heartbroken. But he eventually moved on with another girl. He ended up moving it on with another girl and for as for what's her name? Renaya stayed with Malik and just kept going through the vicious cycles of abuse. Like she just kept going through the abuse until one day when Malik had came over. He had demanded her because he'll do this all the time. He demanded her to make his favorite food, which was medium rare steak with potatoes, like roasted potatoes and stuff like that. And that's what she did, and also had poured him some wine. He wanted her to make him that. But as she gave him, after giving him his food, he had seen that she had like this platter with this thing on top. The silver plates with the silver thing sitting on top, like the silver lid. He seen her taking it to the back, so he figured in his mind that it was another guy in the back that she was feeding. Who is that back there that you hiding from me? He was, confronting her, being hostile. Naya was warning him, like, no, I can't let you back there. I'm sorry. I cannot let you back there. Like, if you don't get out of my way in the next few seconds, I'm going to do this and that to you. Like, he was threatening her, telling her to get out of his way. He's going to see what's back there. And Renaya just kept warning him, like, no, Malik, no, I don't want you to get hurt. And Malik was thinking in his mind, oh, so you hiding the guy back there and saying like he would hurt me? So Malik did not want to listen. He wanted to go back there. So he ended up going back there in the basement where Renaya usually goes to and actually seen that it wasn't a guy back there. It was that shape-shifting creature. And that shape-shifting creature had got aggressive with Malik. And also had to throw in that Renaya also showed Cameron this shape-shifting creature too. And Cameron was terrified of it, but Renaya had calm the creature down in a way so the creature wouldn't attack Cameron. But she couldn't stop it, she couldn't stop it when it came down to Malik. But this creature ended up attacking Malik and gobbling him up. Viewer's discretion is advised. And there was blood running from underneath the basement door. And Renaya didn't know what to do. She didn't call for any help or anything. Like, she just had her Malik screaming in the basement door, beating on the basement door, help, help, beating on it. No one could save Malik. The blood was running through the basement door, and yeah, and it's basically the end of the story. I will say though that there was no trace of Malik at all. Only blood, and Renaya cleaned up that blood, and after cleaning up that blood, she finished eating his steak dinner. And that was the end of Tapioca. And the reason why I also call it Tapioca is because Renaya ended up giving this creature a weird name like Tapioca. She didn't know what to name it, and she ended up calling it like her pet. And all around the neighborhood, her dolls was going missing. Not only her friends, because after she did that to her own friends, she went around taking other people's dolls for a walk. And I hope you like, share, subscribe. Have a great day. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching this video. Sorry if the story was graphic, but it's just a weirdo story that I came up with. Ain't nothing that I'm planning on publishing. So see ya. Goodbye. God bless.